fun we've been having with the general licences in the UK, we thought it would be interesting to see how our neighbours deal with pest control and crop damage. So we've come to the Netherlands, 200-ish miles from London, half an hour from Rotterdam, and the geese are munching and crunching their way across the fields. We've been invited by Igor Timmermans, editor of Holland's only hunting magazine, Weidmannsheil, to meet his hunting buddy Bastiaan Maris. Bastiaan is a keen and busy goose shooter, especially at this time of year. He has licences to shoot barnacle geese, protected in the UK, greylags, out of season in the UK, and Egyptian geese and Canada geese that were under general licences in the UK because they are costing the farmers dear. More about that in a moment. First, let's find out what efforts need to be made by the farmer to deter the birds.
We are going through a change with our licensing, but what's important is that you've made efforts to scare the birds to start with. So
yes.
What efforts do you make?
We make the square, how do we call them?
Scarecrow?
Yeah. We've got sticks with flags on it. Some farmers put the car in the field. Over there you see one standing. Or a trailer will also help, mostly for a week, and then the geese get used to it, and then you can remove the trailer because they have no use anymore to scare them off.
You were saying that the flags are actually an indicator for the geese that there's food.
Yes, that's true. When we started to put the flags, it was necessary because the government asked us to put them over there, but geese get used to it. And now when the geese see those flags standing, then they know, hey, we can go over there and let's eat.
So it's like the golden arches of McDonald's?
Yeah, like that, yeah, exactly.
So, just like in the UK, scaring the birds is a necessary part of the control effort. However, shooting is not the last resort. It's part of the strategy. Travelling along a dike, we stop to film geese feeding on a wheat crop.
Can you estimate how many geese would be there?
350 to 400 geese and a few swans. But the swans were earlier, there were more. There were at 100. And they eat almost like cows, as many. So you don't want to have them on your crops.
The goose numbers can be such an issue here. The government famously employed a controversial method of mass control around Schiphol Airport. They gassed the geese using carbon monoxide. It sounds horrendous. The idea is the geese can still be used in the food chain, mainly for animal feed.
Now, Igor, this is a big area where they do a lot of damage. Probably he has to harvest his wheat in 2 times, because on the back the wheat is good enough for harvesting earlier than
so
on this.
The expenses for
all the driving, fuel, everything.
And we compare it.
We took a plant over there, and now you can see the big difference here with the damage the geese do on the crops.
So this must cost the farmer a lot of money.
I think maybe 10,000 euros of damage.
Now what happens? Does the government get involved in this? Is there compensation?
They get compensation for it, but he has to do all kind of efforts to get the geese off his crops. It includes also the hunters to shoot some geese. Yeah. But it never covers the whole financial loss for the farmer.
Now, normally the wildfowlers are a nocturnal bunch, keeping very antisocial hours. Not here. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon, and we're setting up.
Now I put the decoys in the kind of the Nike logo. And the meaning is that the geese are falling in the round thing. If the geese are turning further in or wider, then we have to change positions so we can get them in a clear shot.
Steel shot is a requirement, and Bastian explains why he uses game bore HV steel with a 3 and 4 combo.
The theory behind it is that the column of the shot spreads less than normally when you use 3 or 4s. And now they are combined, and then first you got the 4s go up front, the 3s is coming behind it, and the impact on the animal is much better than when you use only a 4 or a 5.
How is the shot packed into the cartridge?
Well, first on the back you've got the 3s, like also it's printed on the cartridge, and the 4 up front. They are not mixed together.
There's not a lot of hide building required, as we just drop down into a ditch using the reeds and grasses as cover. It doesn't take long before the first geese cross our path. Mauser, Bastian's German wire-haired pointer, is on call to retrieve the birds that fall. Bastian takes 300 to 400 geese every year, and although he's a big fan, he'd like to see the market grow.
These geese will go to some friends of mine who eat or ate them, and the barnacle geese will go to for dog training. They are smaller and they are easier for the dog to fetch. But as you have seen, my dog is a little bit bigger, and he can catch the greylag also. He doesn't have a problem with it. When
they're training them just to purely pick up barnacle geese?
No, also pigeons and ducks, okay. But most people like them because they're a little bit smaller and easier to handle than the big greylag ones. So.
Bastian and his friend feel that the pattern needs moving to swing the birds in closer. It works, and they take their chances.
So come on then, we always ask this, what's the best tasting goose?
I think the barnacle geese taste very good, and the Egyptian geese also. But most times I smoke the breast and they taste all good, so it doesn't matter for me.
At the end of the evening we have 28 greylag, 3 barnacles and an Egyptian goose.
I lost my car, I can't find it anymore.
It's fascinating to see how other countries manage their own particular pest problems, and how they have to work with all the different laws that all the different governments come up with.